Hi everyone, this is Candace Finley, founder and CEO of eSTEAMed Learning Incorporated, and this is another episode of STEAM with Miss C. I thank you all for coming on today. Today we are going to do DIY tote bags. So what I would like to talk about as upcoming this next week, April 20th through the 24th, is Environmental Education Week. So give you a little bit background about that. Learning about the environment is important because we are all earth human living beings, and it's very important for us to take care of the earth so that we can have a greater tomorrow for us now and for our generations to come. So today what I wanted to do, have a fun activity making DIY tote bags from t-shirts and discussing a little bit about upcycling initiatives and versus recycling. Recycling is something that most of us are familiar with. Repurposing, reusing our materials. Everybody's familiar with the green bucket that you have outside your classroom if you're an early schooler or currently in school right now, or the green bin that they have designated outside of your house or at any local dumpster. What the issue with that is that a lot of the things that being recycled can no longer really be recycled. When we talk about recycling, all we're doing is, in a sense, reproducing the same product. We're melting it down or heating it up and turning it into a different form to repurpose the project. Like for example, when we recycle plastic cups, all we're doing, we're melting the plastic down and then we're turning it into that exact same form and shape again. Now, what that means to the environment is that the first time that you're doing it, obviously you're burning that toxic material, which is the plastic, and those fumes are going into the atmosphere, depleting the ozone layer, and that's the layer that protects us from the harmful UV or ultraviolet rays that come from the sun. Now, I want to show you this board that I have here. Okay, as you're turning around, and this is what we talk about, upcycling versus recycle. So today what we're going to do is an upcycle project. Now, what are the differences? Both of them repurpose the material. But the difference is that with upcycling, it does not go back into the production process. The production process of what you're doing is actually you actually turning the project into a different material, a higher quality material, as I stated right here. Again, what I just stated again with recycling is basically just taking, for example, like I said before, taking the plastic cup or taking the plastic bin that's been reuse it again, turn it into nurdles or repurposing it into a different form. It goes back into the reproduction process. So what we want to do today is try to prevent that. And again, that is our carbon footprint or the human impact that we have on the environment. So, for example, with our t-shirt here, as you see, we have an old t-shirt, and again, you know, we can upcycle this in different forms instead of just throwing it away. That we're going to do today, DIY t-shirt tote bag. We also have where you can cut it up and use it as a rag, you know, around the kitchen where you're drying and you need to dry things up. You have washcloth or a kitchen cloth. T-shirts can be used as kitchen cloths as well. You can repurpose the t-shirt into another different t-shirt. You can use them as lamps. You also can turn them into a rug. Getting the rug base piece, cutting them up into small strips and tying them up, and you can turn it into a rug. There are a lot of different ways that you can upcycle t-shirts and a lot of different ways that you can upcycle plastic as well. Your plastic cups can be an initiator for seed starting what we were talking about earlier. We had a virtual garden day with Blue Trump Community Garden Network, and we talked about different ways to have a sustainable earth. So using the plastic cups, you can create jewelry with the plastic, especially plastic caps off of bottles. You can use a hole puncher or a nail and use those as different necklaces. You also, which we'll be doing later on this week, we will use our plastic cups and our straws that we had from the last episode where we did our hoop gliders. We can use those straws and attach those to plastic cups to make them bubble blowers. So today, I don't want to take too much of your time, but again, when we're talking about Earth Day week, finding out how you can reduce your human imprint or your carbon imprint, meaning that how can we reduce our impact to the environment? There's many different ways. We can go into how do we reduce air pollution? How do we reduce water pollution? Part of that is, not using so many single-use plastics. Single-use plastics, for example, are like the cups that you get from a restaurant. It could be a straw, for example. Instead of using plastic straws, we can get paper straws. We can use them in our homes, but we can also have a voice in our favorite restaurants. So again, what I'll do is I'll provide some links on the eSTEAMed group so that you can talk about or learn more about what are the ways and what are the issues that we have going on today's world, pollution, so that we can make a better environment and therefore a better earth for me and for our generations to come. Today, what I would like to start is going into the t-shirt tote bag. So what you can do is you take your old t-shirt. What I have right here is a t-shirt. Also, we have a fashion trend where you're ordering clothes. You can make your own clothes, make your own new fashions too. I mean, you could turn this into an entrepreneurial venture if you want. But again, I'm just going to show you the simple way. So taking your old t-shirt, and what we need is, again, the old t-shirt, our scissors, and you can have embellishments if you want to, but the main product for this is your scissors. Now, I brought two different types of scissors because if you don't have the bigger scissors here, I am gonna play with the children's scissors that we probably have at school, or these types as well, without the blunt ends, so that you can see that it can be done with this as well. It may take a little bit more time, but again, engaging this with your children and with your family, that's the whole purpose. So you don't worry about the time. Just try to have fun with it. Basically, what you can do, what we start off with is we're gonna take this shirt, and what I want you to start with is at the bottom. The bottom where the hem starts, I want you to cut that piece off. So what I'm gonna do is take this right here, and if you can come in a little bit closer, please. And I just say a special thank you to my video production team. So I'm just gonna take this right here and cut the hem off. Now again, if you're tuning in and you are a little bit younger, you might want adult supervision, but if you know how to work with the scissors and your parents feel comfortable with the scissors with you, then that's fine. It's up to you. What I would like to do before I go into this one, I want to show you I have a thicker shirt here, and I'm going to do the hemline again at the bottom. but I'm gonna do it with the scissors from school, okay? Okay, and as you see, they work just as fine as well. Sometimes what you might have to do is stretch the t-shirt out a little bit so that you have a little bit less of the thread. But again, these school scissors do work, the ones without the sharp or the non-blunt ends. So they work as well. So I'll just start cutting this one so that you can see. Now obviously it's taking a little bit longer, but again, they work just as fine. Again, what you're going to do at the bottom of your t-shirt, you are going to cut the hem piece at the bottom. And I'm not making a straight hem, but it's okay. You could do straight if you want to. It's totally up to you. Take your time doing it. But again, this is a DIY craft. You want to put some pizzazz to it. And again, straight lines are not always what you need. This recording, what we're doing live, will definitely be recorded and saved on IGTV. With a STEAM Learnings page, but it'll also be uploaded as well in the STEAM with Miss C. So don't worry if I'm going too fast. I will make sure that I slow the video down, or you could pause it as well. Alright, so just cutting that end piece off. Alright, so I'm going to go back to this shirt here, because this is the one I really want to jazz up. Now, the next thing we're going to do is your sleeves. So you have your arm sleeves here. You want to cut these off. So again, cut them off at each end. Now you can cut it off before the enforcement or the sewing piece here to give your bag a little bit more enforcement, but it's up to you. You can either cut it before the sewing line here, or you can cut it after the sewing line. It's totally up to you. What I'll do is I'll cut it before the sewing line so that you can see. Okay, now again, oh, we're gonna throw this away. Nope, again, I could actually use this too for your homeschool parents. Okay, homeschool parents there. Or if you're teaching at the class, you know, now that we know we have e-learning here going on. So if you want, you could use this now to erase your board. Okay, upcycling. Let's do it. I'll put that right there. Or if I'm out gardening, you know, I need something to wipe my face, put back in my pocket real quick. Again, you know, upcycling is what we need to be looking at. All right, I'm gonna do the other sleeve. And again, you have the choice yourself if you want to cut the sleeve before the sewing line, or you want to cut it Online is totally up to you. Okay, now it's kind of interesting because I was just looking at this too. You can use this as a mini coin bag as well. You know, doing a cut right here and a cut right there, and maybe a U shape, which we have to do next. And then, you know, we'll be cutting the hem again, and that can be a mini coin bag too as well. Anywho, so now we have our muscle shirt, aka tank top shirt now of our old t-shirt. And what we're gonna do, we're going to cut a U right here. Okay, so really just cutting the neckline. You can cut the neckline on your shirt as deep as you want. It's up to you. But for mine, I have my design right here. I want to keep my design, so I'm gonna cut it right here in the front. But just cutting the U shape to get the neckline out of the way. So again, going back again, if you just tuned in, what we did so far with our DIY tote bag, all we did was we cut the hemline at the bottom to get that out of the way. Okay, then what we did next, we just cut the sleeves off. Okay, you have either the choice to cut the sleeve off either before the sewing line here or after the sewing line. It's totally up to you. Again, we cut the sleeves off and then we cut the neck part off where we have our neckline. And with that, you can cut it as deep as you want. Whether you want to keep the design or not, it's totally up to you. Okay? Now, this is the most time-consuming part. It's not a big issue, but the time-consuming part is to cut strips. Now, we're going to keep the shirt together because eventually these strips are going to be tied up. So, with this, we'll probably cut it right about here to give you a little bit of length, but we're going to cut 1/4 inch strips. So, I'll cut one first so that you can see. Alright, so as you see, I cut about 1/4 inch, maybe even a little bit bigger, but we're just making 1/4 inch strips, and this is for the t-shirt on both ends. Now this last end right here, obviously this probably needs to be cut in half so that we can tie it together. So be mindful of that. So that they can be tied together. Alright, so now what we're going to do, again, at this point, we're just going to cut strips. Okay? So again, taking the t-shirt together, and we're just going to cut strips. Now, as I'm cutting these strips, I would like for the adults, if they can, and the older children, if they have some time, to take a look at a documentary called Blue Water Wars. Okay. A big issue right now is that, especially with water pollution, is that most of our water is polluted, and we're running out of water so much. To the point that there are companies, if you notice, there are more water bottles and bottled water than water fountains. Meaning that after a while, if we don't get a hold of cleaning our water, keeping our water clean, that it's going to become a survival thing, a survival of the fittest. Who can pay for the bottled water? I don't know about you, but since we've experienced this COVID pandemic here, every time I go to the store and I go to buy some bottled water, it gets $1 is added to it, 50 cents is added to it. It's getting to a point where not only this instance of the pandemic, but in generally speaking, it's starting to make us used to purchasing bottled water, and in the mind frame, making us believe that bottled water is cleaner than your own water coming out the tap. There are some instances, yes, that's true, but at the same time, why is the tap water less drinkable or less palatable to our taste than the bottled water? Well, sometimes you have bottled water that has added minerals. You have flavored bottled water. You have sometimes bottled water that says it comes from a spring or somewhere. And I want you to be mindful. Sometimes companies do lie, that the water is not really coming from a spring or a waterfall. It may be coming directly from the tap as well. This is an issue because a lot of things need water. Making a couple sheets of paper takes about 10 gallons of water. When you're taking a shower, it takes sometimes 32 to 50 gallons of water per shower. When making a pair of jeans, is about, from what I understand, 1,000 to 10,000 gallons of water to make a pair of jeans. What I'm trying to say is that it is important to know about the environment and how sometimes that we make more of an impact on the environment than what we think, and how these trends, you know, for example, I just said the pair of jeans in fashion, where our fashion tastes are actually connected to how much water we have available to even drink. So do we want the fly pair of jeans, or do we want water to drink? You know, those are the type of things that we need to talk with our children about. It's important. We could also talk about plastic pollution. I know that there's a lot of talk about a lot of the plastics that we use are ending up in the ocean. The beaches in the state of Florida will just open back up, and next time you go to the beach, I want you to just pay attention. I know we see a lot of white foam sometimes, and sometimes we see little white specks in the water, and a lot of that is not natural. A lot of that is plastic bits. In a little while, what they said in the next 5 or 10 years, that the ocean will be more plastic than water. So what are we actually doing, you know, when we have that single-use cup or a single-use straw, and we don't know where it's going? it becomes a part of our food chain, what we eat and what we don't really know what we're eating. Even if you're eating vegetables, you know, vegetables need water to grow. So if they're consuming vegetables with plastic in it, I mean, we're eating plastic, we're eating what they're eating. So it's important to learn about the environment. So I'll definitely provide some educational points and videos so that you can stay up to date on the current trends in the environment and environmental education. Okay, so what we have here are our strips. I'm gonna lay them out. And they should be aligned, you know, for the most part, as you see. And all we're gonna do with these strips, all we're gonna do is tie them together. Now, piece by piece. One, you know, has a friend, has a connector, and we're just gonna tie these in a knot. So again, for this one, take it and tie it in a knot. Okay, I'll do the next one. Take it and tie it in a knot. Okay, take it and tie it in a knot. All right, so now, again, we're taking the pieces together, and all we're gonna do is tie them in a knot. Now, some other cool things that you could do. I haven't used peroxide yet, but I know peroxide adds a different effect to your shirt if you're using a plain t-shirt. I've also seen some videos about urban printing where you take fabric paint and you attach, you paint, let's say a sewer drain that has a nice design, or a sign that has a nice design, but it has an end border effect. And you can place that fabric paint on there and then apply the t-shirt to a piece of cardboard to stretch it out, and then you press the t-shirt on there, and then you get an effect like that. You could also use a diluted form of bleach, not straight bleach, because we're talking about the environment there, but a diluted form of bleach, and then you could do that tie-dye effect. If you have a white t-shirt, to tie-dye you can also use permanent markers. With permanent markers you could just mark them dark, the striations and the lines that you want to do, and then you spray it with alcohol, rubbing alcohol. And then once you spray it with rubbing alcohol, you will start seeing the lines itself bleed. Alright. And we got our stuff set up. Now, if you're looking, as I spread this out, if you don't like the gaps, as you see there are a couple of holes, couple gaps there. If you don't like the gaps, then what you could do is take the bottom, well, actually, let me do it like this. You can take each knot that you have and you take the top piece, okay, take the top strand and connect it with a bottom strand, okay, for a tighter effect, okay, and that will close the holes up. So again, if I take the top strand here and with the next bottom piece, I tie those together and that will close those holes up. As you see now, it has allowed no holes. Let me go here at this point right here. As you see, it's a hole. Now you don't have to do them for every one of them if you see that there are no holes that bother you. But again, as you see, this is two sections, and what I'm doing, I'm taking the top strip and I'm taking the bottom strip and I'm just tying them together. So that'll close the holes up, as you see. Okay, I could do it with this one again, as you see. This top and bottom. Okay, and that closes the holes up. That's up to you if you want to do that. It depends on what you're putting in your bag, your tote bag. If you're going to really use this for smaller things, you know, you want to be mindful of that and try to get those closed up. Okay, and you know, you can tie them as tight as you want, tight as you can. Okay, because every one of them may not have a piece that you need to close, but just in case, you can check through on your own and see if you have a gap. Anywhere where you see a hole that you don't like, it's up to you. Now, okay, okay, now if you are a guy, a young man or a boy, what you can do is, with this, and I'm just going to show you briefly, you can take this, we'll cut it again. As you see, this is a shirt, okay, female shirt, all right, and what you can do with this, you can turn it outside in, okay, okay, and do the same thing. Again, if I'm doing this shirt on the front side, again, I don't like this fray. Okay, cool. Just turn it in on the outside. There you go. Okay, and you don't like that. You don't like that vibe, the little decorations. Cool. Now you got your inside bag with the frayed pieces on the inside. Okay? So, you know, if you want to add some pizzazz to it, it's up to you. Okay, what I'm going to do, and as you see, you got a little bit of sun coming outside, which is cool. I have what you call the UV beads. And with the UV beads, okay, they react to UV light, ultraviolet radiation, and they change color. They also absorb the UV radiation or solar energy, which is energy from the sun, and they glow in the dark at night. So if you want to change color, you can put them at the ends, or again, you can wait till nighttime, it'll glow. Let me see if I got a little bit of color over here. As you see close up, you see that they're clear, okay? And then if I place them in the sun over here, okay, a little bit of solar. As you see, they are changing a little bit. Yeah, there they go. Okay, we got a little bit absorbing, change color. Okay, cool. All right, so what you can do with that, what I can show you real quick is I am going to take these, all right, and I'm just going to try to slide them through. Twist the t-shirt up a little bit. Let's see if I can slide them through some kind of way. Up. Or what I could do, you know what? As this is a little bit bigger, now that I have it tied up, I can make this just a little bit more skinnier. And twist it up. Okay, and add them through, and then I could put a little knot in it. And twisting it up with my finger again, and just sticking them through. And timing the knot. So it's up to you. Again, you know, doing that upcycling piece. Okay, where I got my little, oh, that's one bead. So as you see, I got my little fray piece here. All right, and then when I'm out in the sun, you know, jazzing it up, and it changes colors. And then at night, if I'm out at night, then, you know, they'll glow in the dark. So go ahead and put this thing on here. As you see, I got my little tote bag. All right, cool, right? Let's see. I put my solar beads in here. Okay, my little to-go bag here. Cool, right? All right, you know, jazzed up. Okay, so again, I thank you all for coming in. If you have any questions, I'll camera to the face, about this again. This will be on Facebook Live right now, but we'll also record this and upload it to the page STEAMed, as well as the STEAM Learning Incorporated, and on Facebook as well as on IGTV. So again, what I would like for you guys to do is encourage your friends and family to join the page. Again, this is DIY tote bag, so upcycling instead of recycling. Yes, we know recycling, we're learning about it. There's nothing wrong with it, but how are we reducing our human impact? And how we reduce human impact when it comes to the environment is more of upcycling than recycling. Going back to what we talked about, upcycling is repurposing the material without it going through the reproduction process that it took to start it over again. itself. We know the t-shirt goes through screen printing. It goes through dyeing process. Sometimes the dyeing process is not natural. It's used many different chemicals, and those chemicals, if you looked at the video, end up depleting into the ocean. And when they deplete in the ocean, they cause harm to our marine life. And our marine life really is 90% of life on Earth is in the ocean. So we need to protect that. So again, your DIY tote bag. Again, if you want to not have the freight, you turn it in on the inside and use it that way. So again, thank you for joining in. I appreciate your time. And leave some comments. Again, give me some feedback about how you like the lessons. How are we going? Would you like to see more sciencey stuff? Again, this is STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So I'm going to try to provide you with a different array of activities that you can follow along with. We do have some activities coming up for next month. We're going to do some DNA extraction, taking DNA from strawberries. So please stay tuned for that. DIY bubble blower. I'm going to provide that video to you for Earth Day and some more Earth Day links and videos. So I try to keep updating you guys every week with some more information on how to learn and engage your children at this time. Even engage yourself. Come up with some new ideas. Find out what you love to do. Find out what interests you. And hit me back. Maybe we could do an activity that suits you a little bit more and brings you tuned in a little bit more with us. So again, I thank you all for coming out. I appreciate y'all. And this is our DIY tote bag. Okay, so first step we have, if you're already doing upcycling techniques and reducing your human imprint, thank you so much for helping the environment. But spread the word, share with others what you're doing. As a matter of fact, share what you're on our group page. Share what you're doing about upcycling or recycling, or an activity that you would like to share with us that you don't mind us doing. So again, thank you very much. You can also go to our website, www.esteamedlearninginc.com, and you can also follow us on Instagram at esteamed_learning. Thank you, everybody. And now if you have any questions, I'll answer those. Thank you so much. Hi. Okay. So, thank you. All right. Tiffany, thank you. Miss Gloria, you say, where do you find them? Let me go back. Oh, repeat the website again. So the website again is www.esteamedlearninginc.com. Again, on our website, we do have plenty of free STEAM resources that you could check out. And they're broken up into each category: science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And we also have some extra miscellaneous applications that are towards learning different languages, as well as reading and comprehension. We also have coming up, I know that the pandemic is causing an issue where we can't have like straight interaction with each other, where we're going to do a online summer camp. So we'll be launching that later on at the end of this month, so that you can find out more about how you can get your kids engaged virtually. What it'll come with is kits for every 2 weeks, activities, and then you'll have virtual live videos just like this, but it will be more in a more on intimate level, where I will see the kids and they'll be able to ask me questions as well. And yeah, thank you. I thought the shirt was pretty cool too. Hello, Essence. I have some of my students on from Bethune-Cookman University, so that's cool. Shamika says she loves this project. Thank you, thank you. I love it too. I'm actually going to get really into it. Once I leave you guys, I'm going to add my beads together so I can show you. It really is nice. I'm guessing that you're asking, where do you find the beads? Right now, the beads are on Amazon.com. There are a couple of other different links because I see that Amazon has a delay in their shipment. The beads, it depends on if the Dollar Tree is actually uploading their stuff, but in their craft section, they have these kits, these science kits, and they have a couple of the UV beads in them. So with that, you could pull them up from those actual activities, or again, Amazon. I'm pretty sure there are other third-party wholesalers that sell them as well. So what I can do, I can research them and get them to you. If you can send me an email at eSTEAMedlearning@gmail.com, and then I could do a little bit of research and give you the best quality website so that you can get them. Tiffany, I'm glad that you loved it. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And Miss Gloria, Aunt Gloria, I appreciate you for enjoying it as well. Okay. Well, again, I appreciate you guys. We had to do it inside today, obviously, because of the rain. But now the rain is settling, so I'm excited because I can go back outside and do my finish my garden up that we did with Blue Trunk Garden Network. We had a virtual garden day earlier today, and it was some awesome stuff. We were gonna upload that recording pretty soon, and it was very awesome to talk about sustainable gardening. And again, we have started our own neighborhood garden right here in our backyard, eSTEAMed Learning Incorporated headquarters. So yes, awesome. Okay, awesome. Yes. So Etiba is on. She is the founder and CEO of Blue Trunk Community Garden, and it looks like we're going to be partnering together to do this workshop again in person in the near future. So I'll be happy to do that. It'll be awesome. So are there any more questions, comments? Please feel free to let me know. You can put them in this live feed, or you can send them to me at esteamedlearning@gmail.com. But again, I appreciate all of you guys for coming in, and looking forward to seeing you and serving you soon. Again, we'll be here next Saturday at 1 p.m. Doing another STEAM project. If you are unsure of what materials are needed, I ask you to join the group. And if you have already joined the group, stay tuned. You can look through the post. The posts for this month and the next couple of activities are already there, showing you which materials you need. And all the materials come from the Dollar Tree or the Family Dollar, and they are little to no cost. None of these projects that we're doing, especially for this month, cost no more than 20 bucks. They're actually less than that. Most of the projects cost actually $5 if you have most of the materials in your house, if you're a homeschooler. So definitely these projects are cheap. They're engaging, and I want to try to provide just a small tidbit of education for you. So again, I appreciate y'all for coming in, and stay tuned for the next activity. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. You all have a great day. Stay safe out there, and I will see you guys soon.